think we're ready. I think it's time. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. All right, fam. I hope y'all doing beautiful. It has been forever. My deepest apologies. Is guys, college life is crazy. Like, it's crazy, y'all. Work, homework, just I do not like college is crazy, y'all. It actually takes up your time. Like the whole like I leave my house in the morning. I don't come back till nighttime. Till nights it's already nighttime, sun's down. It's time for Mimi. Like, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. But I'm glad I'm finally back. I missed y'all, man, for real. But for the ones that have been waiting, my deepest apologies, but we're finally back. So it feels good to say this once again, but welcome back to Dawgs Podcast, episode 6. Hey guys, I have a little funny story. So actually, I recorded this episode, the solo one, months ago. Would have been out. We would have been on a really good pace right now. But guys, the reason why I had to start this all over is because I made one simple funny mistake. I know you guys wouldn't mind it or whatever, but I do because it needs to be good. Because I accidentally said episode 5, guys. I accidentally said episode 5 instead of episode 6. So that's what just killed me. That's what drained me. I'm like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. So yeah. So we're finally back. Either way, there's some little things I had to touch up on. So we're just gonna restart, do it again. But I missed y'all, man. I'm glad we're back. Thank you to the ones that have been watching all the vlogs still. I thank y'all for real. I appreciate it, man. I know I've been a little more active on the vlogs and the podcast, but God willing, we're back on this. We're gonna try to keep coming back on a smooth pace, on the flow. God willing, we do have some guests on the way. Hopefully we make it happen. I'm very excited because you guys know I love baseball. I love the Dodgers. And I want to talk them. I want to talk about them real good. So, without further ado, let's get it started. All right. So, the point of this episode, guys, episode 6, is of course I know I'm solo. The reason why is because this one's gonna mean something to me. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Not really talk that much Dodgers baseball, but of course we are. But this time though, what I want to do is I want to talk about the history, how I started to love baseball and the Dodgers, how I fell in love with it, how it became part of my life, which is why I'm really excited. Because some people probably don't even know how I love the Dodgers, how I love baseball, how it happened, and what it's meant to me. The roller coasters I gone with it, the adventures, everything that just is part of God's plan. So without further ado, I'll make it easy for you guys. All right, we're gonna do a timeline. We're gonna go from the very beginning when I was born until right now where we're at. All right, just to make it a little easy. So let's get started. So of course I'm born back in '04, and then I'm growing up. Growing up, I remember I first started baseball when I was in first grade. I was 6 years old. I did t-ball. I played t-ball, of course, like every baseball player does. You start with t-ball. I've always loved it. From here, try to make it a little easy for you. So I fell in love with baseball and the Dodgers in fourth grade. So you're probably wondering, okay, what was it like between first and third grade? So I've always liked it. I always liked baseball still, on Little League. My parents would put me in it. They'd say, "You want to do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." I always enjoyed it. I always loved it. Go from T-ball to of course to minor B, minor A. You guys know how the levels are. Every Little League ball player knows. So, but then fourth grade it comes around. This is the thing though, guys. I know I kind of lied. I was gonna tell you guys how I fell in love with baseball and the Dodgers, but look, guys, this is the thing. I hate for me to say this. It breaks my heart. I've thought about this every day since literally when I fell back in love. Back when I fell in love with baseball and the Dodgers back in fourth grade, 2014, May, around May. I do not know how it happened. I got no clue, guys. It breaks my heart. So this is my best guess. I don't know if I was just probably watching it, the Dodgers or a baseball game with my family, because my family has always been Dodger fans. My dad and my cousin Jonathan. You guys have always seen them in vlogs. You guys know them already. If you guys don't, you guys are not an OG of this channel. So yeah, they're already Dodger fans, big time already. So more than likely I was probably watching the game with them, and I just caught along. I fell in love with it, and ever since then, it's like again, it's not me just trying to be cocky, but I love to stay humble, but I think I have permission to kind of like boast a little about this. But I thank God all the time because to this day, it's already been 10 years. It just marked 10 years back in June when I went to my first Dodger game. God has blessed me every single day with knowledge of baseball and the Dodgers and wisdom and the love for this game. It's like he just like just poured it down on me. Ever since that day, every day, I would just be doing something with baseball. I would just be, searching up baseball, watching baseball, highlights, anything you could think about of a sport, I would do that. like every baseball player growing up too. I don't care where you're at in public, at the house, you're just mimicking baseball player stances, or you're just doing your pitching windups. You're doing a batting stance. That doesn't even matter where you're at. You're just doing that. My sister, my mom would always get embarrassed whenever I'd be doing that in public. But hey, you guys know that feeling too. So we all live the same life, man. We all have the same childhood. So yeah. Um, but yeah, man, I thank God that He gave me something, a hobby that I could enjoy. That of course I know for sure. Of course, it's nothing bad. It's something that I love. It's good. It's positive, and I just love because I believe true in my heart. Because every time someone asks me like, "Hey Eddie, like," and I like, "How do you know so much about baseball and the Dodgers?" But I just say it's all God, man. God gives me that knowledge and that wisdom, and He can do the same for you too. With anything type of topic you need, whatever you pray and you ask God for it, He's gonna give it to you. Like the Bible says, "You shall ask and you shall receive." So you guys know I'm a Christian too. You guys know I'm a man of faith. So you guys know I gotta preach on here, there, and then. So yeah. Back to that, man. Fourth grade Dodgers come around. Yeah, I remember, like I said earlier, I went to my first Dodger game in June 2014. It was in San Diego against the Padres, of course, at Petco Park. Beautiful stadium. You got to give it to it still as a Dodger fan. I still remember, too, man, guys, that era, man. Like, guys, even though I fell in love with the Dodgers until 2014, again, like how much I love the Dodgers and baseball, I was looking at history like crazy, even the years before that. Years before that, when I didn't even know nothing, I would still do my research and highlights, and it just came up to me. All the awards, the facts, everything. It just it poured out on me. But yeah, guys, of course, the talented team I grew up with were, of course, I gotta include the man himself that made me fall in love with baseball and the Dodgers. If it wasn't for him, I would never be doing this probably right now. But of course, the GOAT himself, Matt Kemp, almost every Dodger player from every Dodger fan from my generation's first favorite player. So we respect him, we love him, we appreciate him because without him, the way he played the game was crazy, guys. It was crazy. He was GOAT status. Of course, we know he would have won MVP back in 2011 if it wasn't for Ryan Braun, sadly due to the steroids. So yeah, um, but Kemp still has a good resume in his Dodger career. All stars. He has Silver Sluggers, Gold Glove. You guys know how it is. So yeah, got to be in the World Series once, and he hit a homer. I still give it to him back in 2018 against the Red Sox. I know we should have won it, but the 2018 Red Sox were too powerful, man. They were too powerful. So yeah, um, so yeah, man, it was just that team, guys. Of course, I'm gonna name it right now, rapid fire, out of no order. Catcher, you got A.J. Ellis. First base, Agon. Second, D. Gordon. Shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. Of course, Miggy Rojas. I'm glad he's back with us. And third base, you got either Justin Turner or Juan Uribe. And the outfield, you got Carl Crawford, Kemp, of course, Ethier, Puig. So many guys I can name. And then the bullpen, I'm gonna name some OG bullpen relievers that come up from my mind right now. J.P. Howell, Kenley Jansen, um, Chris Perez. There's so many random OG relievers I can name from the bullpen, but if I were to do that, we're gonna stick on here on this episode for a long, long time. So you guys know how you guys know though. You guys know I know so much, but I don't want to continue this. So yeah, see that team was awesome, guys. That team is a blessing to me. So many memories. I learned a lot from them growing up. The fun, how it is to be a Dodger, and what Dodger baseball is all about, man. So yeah, but yeah, guys. Overall, the Dodgers, man, they made me cry, laugh, smile, everything you could think of, everything, man. Of course, I've been crying since 2014. Every playoff exit to this year, to this day, except of course for 2020, and say it was tears of joy. So yeah, man. The Dodgers, man, it's like people say life is so hard that they go through this, they go through that, but I just got to tell them I'm a Dodger fan, man. That's it. So y'all, come on, y'all can't be complaining that much. All jokes, man. So yeah. So let's do a little bit fast forward. Okay, 2014, goes forward. Of course, like I'm saying, I'm going up little league, minor A, majors, juniors, and then we're gonna get to the point, get to the chase. High school ball comes around. High school baseball, more, it's more competitive, more challenging, more disciplined. And it's good, man. It's a high school sports, so you guys know how it is. So yeah. And of course, guys. Okay, back to when I was a little kid. Of course, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'll be real with you guys, big time. All right, because this is something where I've learned from, something that's made me grow, and something that I'm blessed to have gone through. So, guys, of course, like every kid that loves sport, their favorite sport, you want to go pro. Of course, since I was a little kid, wanted to play pro, wanted to go to the big leagues. Of course, guys. Again, I'm not trying to be cocky or whatever, but guys, still at a very young age, I'm glad to say I've always known since I fell in love with baseball, MLB, it is like super, super. Of course, it's a hard and it's a challenge to make it pro. Of course, for any other sport, NFL, NBA, you guys know how it is. Like, I feel like sometimes, when you're a little kid, you think like, oh yeah, like, once you're older, you just gotta try out for the team or something. You think it's like high school ball or whatever. Heck no. You gotta go through the draft. Or you could be an undrafted free agent. You guys know how it is. You guys know how it is. So yeah. Um. So I always knew it's always been a challenge. Always, always. So the way I played baseball growing up, my whole life, and of course where I'm from, small town, small county, I would be honest. I'd be like thinking to myself, all right, guys, like, of course I'll still be positive. I'd still, try to ignore haters, try to ignore everything. Like I know I'm not the best player. I know I'm the smallest guy, but I still didn't want that to affect me in my dreams. So I just remember, going to high school ball. Of course, challenges come there and left to right, all that stuff. So then, I always thought to myself right away, like, I feel like my best shot, my best bet, um, if I were to get drafted in high school or college ball, not even drafted, if I were to make it pro, at this point, my best bet would probably be I would probably have to be an undrafted free agent at this point, because the way it's a challenge, guys. It's a challenge. There's competition. There's hundreds, thousands, every keeps going and going of kids fighting for your same spot. You know, when you know when you're at work, when you're at school, when you're asleep, those same kids that have your dream are working. They're working for your dream. Like you think there's people that are fighting for your dream when you're asleep. You know, like there's people doing this or that. They got no excuses. Whatever it is, they're fighting for it. And that not just goes for sports. That low key just goes for any type of job career. So of course, years come by after high school. Of course, college comes, and then of course, I start to realize, what? I think it's time to hang the cleats. It's time to retire. Of course, it hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it hurt. Just when I first realized, what, it's not gonna happen. But of course, since I love Jesus so much, I, you know, I, he gave me the peace. Though he gave me joy. He gave me everything, the fruit of the spirit. To know, hey, it's gonna be okay. I have a better plan for you. You guys know how it is. To all my faith believers out there, when God closes one door, He opens another. His his rejection is your protection. That's what it is. So that's what it is. When God says no, later on, there's gonna be a more better and more beautiful yes. I promise you guys. I promise. It's just faith and patience. That's all it takes, guys. I promise. So I remember, so this crazy story. So again, I'm gonna give you guys a little timeline how actually this ends up starting the podcast. So I remember, not too long ago, actually, this past, I was a sophomore in college. It was towards the end of the fall, beginning of winter. Um, Something a little personal, but I'm gonna kind of give you guys the best I can. So I went through something. I went through something where I was like, ugh, like, you know, um, basically that, it hurt me. Hurt, again, I knew right away it's not gonna happen. Another, dream, it's done. So, but of course, like I said earlier, I still trusted in God. I knew He had something more better, more beautiful for me. And I remember, you know, I'm chilling, I'm just doing my thing, and then it's like He spoke to me, like, "Hey, here you guys go, ready for this." It's like Lord tells me, "You remember that one time, since you were a kid? Like I haven't even said this yet. You just had that dream, as your plan B to be either a broadcaster or analyst for baseball. I remember when you told me, I'm saying God's point of view. Remember, Eddie, remember when you told me that as your practice growing up, you also want to do a baseball podcast. You got more time now. The opportunity is there. I'm opening this door. Go for it. Guys, when the Lord speaks, you listen. He knows best. It's like the Lord just poured down on me His wisdom. Like, man, it was such a beautiful feeling, guys. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. So again, guys, like, all right, let me do a little. summary recap, guys. Even this too, since I was a kid, I've always wanted to do a baseball podcast or YouTube itself, like Dodger game vlogs, all that. Like you guys know, and you guys know how much fun I have with it. So I started doing my vlogs, and then of course, eventually, the podcast ends up coming, which I thank God for. And of course, I trusted in God because I'm like, man, like, I wonder who I'll have in my podcast still, like in the future, near future, and the Lord starts pouring down people. Um, he pours down. Of course, you guys are seeing from my first episode. My great friend Ethan, he's like a brother to me, aka Ali Sports Wave on TikTok, known for always raging at Cody Bellinger back in the day when he was a Dodger. And then of course, episode 2, which I thank God for all the time, I got my good friend Cole Roberts. Of course, you guys know he is the son of Dave Roberts, Dodgers manager, which is a huge blessing. Why it was a huge honor. I love that guy, Cole. Love you, brother. And then eventually, more ideas come up. Um, I'm thinking too, like, you know what, Lord, like, what I want to do too in this podcast, I want to try to get like a fan of every team, like one of the biggest fans I know, or the biggest fan I know, just to talk from their perspective of their team. And of course, I got a couple of my brothers that I've known since birth that I played baseball with my whole life. Of course, I got Jr. and Dono. I love those guys. And then next one, I get. Well, actually, no, a little before. Okay, so it goes from Jr. Then I skip one between Jr. and Dono. Of course, I get good family friend as well, Kevin Walker, bullpen coach of the Red Sox. Love you, Kev. You're the man. And he came through as well. So more doors opening. And of course, Dono ends up coming up as well. So I'm like, wow, God, thank you, because like when you like your promises never change. Your promises you're gonna keep, and his word is forever, guys. It stays forever. It's never gonna change. He listens, guys. I promise you, the Lord listens when you pray. Prayer works. Prayer works. The Lord is gonna answer your prayers as long as it is part of His will for you. I promise, guys. I promise. Again, patience, patience, patience. That's all it takes, with faith as well. And so, we're going. Podcast is going. We're having so much fun with it. We're going good. And then, yeah, that's it. So those are the guys I have so far. And of course, doing the solo one right now. Little something different. People told me, hey, you should actually, remember, you don't always have to do it with the guests. You could even go solo as well. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. I'll go solo one day then. So yeah, guys. So that's pretty much a little summary timeline of, how I fell in love with baseball and the Dodgers. I have so many memories, guys. So many questions I could answer. But hopefully, maybe sometimes we can save it for future episodes. So yeah. So again, I appreciate y'all for hearing that part. Just a little quick timeline how I fell in love with the Dodgers and baseball and where it's brought me right now. So yeah. Without further ado, though, guys, check this out. I got a little funny story. So, I still have these questions from, like I told you guys when I tried to do this episode months ago. I still have the questions right here in my notes. So we're gonna answer them right now from a couple of people because I remember I posted on my Instagram story. Like, if you guys have a few questions for me, shoot them my way. I'll answer them for you guys. I got you. I got you. So let's do it. Let's answer some questions. Let's see what we got. So here we go. All right. I love this question. It's from a brother of mine, good friend of mine. He says, "What was your first Dodgers bobblehead?" Good question. Good question. All right. So actually, I got it right here. So right here, what I got is, of course, the man himself, GOAT. There's no other way to say it but let me say this first. So, guys, check this out. Funny story. So, I am a late bloomer when it comes to getting Dodger bobbleheads. So, growing up, since I was, of course, 4th grade back in 2014, I didn't go to my first Dodger game at home in LA, Dodger Stadium, until 2015, the year after. I remember they were playing the Angels. I got to witness also a Mike Trout home run, which was awesome. So, it's so cool I can say that. So then, of course, though, growing up to those games in LA, because of course we all know that you don't get bobbleheads or giveaways of your team until it's a home game. It's a home game. It has to be at that stadium. But I remember, guys, growing up there, every time I go to LA, it would never fall on a giveaway day. Never. We never, landed on a giveaway day. So literally, until last year, 2023 in June against the White Sox, we landed on a day where it was a bobblehead night. It was my friends and I, my brothers. You guys know who they are in the vlog. So, and of course, it landed on the GOAT himself, the man himself, Clayton Kershaw. I'm glad I was able to catch one of these because, guys, of course, you guys know Kersh, man. He's the man. He's the GOAT. I love how they made this bobblehead, though. Check it out. Of course, like every bobblehead they do for every player and every team, They show like where he's from, um, everything, the stats, some awards, resume, whatever. It's all like there. So and of course he has his on the bobblehead itself. He has his legendary, right there, halfway into the wind up right there. So it's awesome, man. It's awesome. But yeah, that's basically my first Dodger bobblehead. That's a curse, which is, yeah, I think it's pretty sick, to say that your first bobblehead is, a GOAT, a future Hall of Famer, and you guys know what Chris got. You guys know what his resume is. So yeah. So let's do this. All right, here we go. So for the next question is, so I kind of answered it already earlier, So as many people know, you have been a fan since 2014. So how did you first become one? So of course, like I said earlier, just I got no clue again how, but like I said, more than likely I was probably watching the game with my family or whatever. So yeah, but like I said, guys, I've never regretted because it has been a blessing, and it's just been God's favor of everything He's blessed me with and taught me of this beautiful game and the history of the Dodgers themselves. But yeah, guys, the Dodgers are something else, man. Like just like any other team you go for, any other sport, or just baseball itself, another team. Like when you love your team so much, it's just like they teach you a lot of things, y'all. They teach you a lot of things, man. So they teach you pain, heartbreak, everything, joy, laughs, everything, man. But of course, we all every fan goes through it, man. Goes through pain for their team when they choke and all those things. But or when they go through trades, free agency signings, everything. We guys know, we know the little reactions we know we get, or like the excitement, the hype, everything like that. So like it kind of goes down to like this past offseason. Like I could try to give you guys a little quick glance. Like of course as a Dodger fan, of course highest payroll team. We're one of them. Whatever you guys know, I'm trying to say. Um, every year since basically like, since we started getting the big guys, like I kind of feel like I kind of goes back to whenever the Dodgers got Machado, maybe back in 2018 through a trade. I feel like that's whenever people started kind of like, saying the usual, oh, the Dodgers buy their players, blah blah blah. Like guys, come on, again, every team can do that. It's a business, of course. Like what, you're just gonna leave your money right there or what? Like come on, if it was that easy for your team to do it, they could have done it, you know. And it's kind of similar, So of course, it goes from Machado. Then I feel like it kind of went more when we got Mookie, and then when we got Trevor Bauer, and then when we got you guys know the guys we ended up getting, and of course, the biggest one, like before him, well, of course, I was gonna say Freddie Freeman as well. People say haters saying that. Then of course, the biggest one ever we've been getting this past offseason, of course, the GOAT, Shohei Ohtani. People saying, oh, like Dodgers by their team. They deferred, all this. They deferred the contract again. Everyone can do that. Every team can do that. So you can't complain. You can't say that the Dodgers can't do that. It's not fair. Because again, every team can do that. It's fair. Just quit hating that your team didn't get Shohei. Because again, every team has millions and millions and millions of dollars. You just blame the ownership then, man. Blame the ownership. Blame the front office for not doing it. So that's what I love about baseball too, as about sports in general. I love the hate talk. I love the trash talk. It's fun. Um, when I love the excitement. I love the hype of the whenever it's off season, trade deadline season as well. All the free agency signings, the trades, everything. Of course, like this past trade deadline that was just last week. Of course, every Dodger fan expects for the Dodgers to do a good move. It's been like this since already, basically since around 20 like 2018 again with Machado, or of course 2021 when we got Scherzer and Trey Turner. Because you guys know Andrew Friedman's a goat. Andrew Friedman is a goat. I don't know how he does it, but it's like I have this one quote, guys. Whenever Andrew Friedman is silent, get ready, because he works in silence. Everyone knows that. I feel like because the Dodgers are really like a team where they don't really like. You see all these baseball reporters on Twitter like Jeff Passan, John Heyman, John Morrissey, Bob Nightingale. You guys know all these teams. It is really, really rare whenever you'll see a report saying like, "Oh, the Dodgers are interested or making progress on this certain player." It's really rare. It's kind of rare. But you see with any of the other teams, they're saying like that. Oh, teams interested in this or this player, this or that. The usual. So whenever like there's really nothing that the Dodgers are showing, you guys just got to get ready. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows how Andrew Friedman is. He just comes up with something crazy. So I don't know how he does it, but he's a smart guy. He knows what's up, and because I know he misses those rings. I know he misses another. He wants another championship. He wants to bring it back. So that's what we're all hoping for too, man. So like I said, this past deadline, Dodgers got really we got a really good deadline this year. I'm liking it. I loved it. Of course, the biggest guy we got was of course Jack Flaherty. Guys, I have been a Jack Flaherty truther since high school. I'm gonna be real with you guys. You guys are probably not gonna believe me, but one day I'm gonna post on my story because I have literally you can go on your story archives. I literally have story archives of Jack Flaherty literally back in 2021, 2022. I've always been a fan of him since high school, even since middle school, basically when he made his debut. But I know when he started getting a little more better back in high school. I remember his best year basically was 2019. He had a really good year, 2019, my freshman year of high school, and beginning of sophomore year. Um, I've always been a fan of him ever since he's been with St. Louis because and it's funny because I always said, man, hopefully one day, hopefully this guy could be a Dodger because in the sense because of, like, since of course he's born and raised in LA, born a Dodger fan as well, grew up a Dodger fan. I always like the story too as well, because high school he played also with Max Fried and Lucas Giolito, which I think is so sick. So if you were facing those guys in high school, it was probably over for you because all those guys are now in the big leagues. So yeah, man. Yeah, Flirty's always been one of my favorite pitchers. Some of your viewers right now probably remember how, like I said, I've always shared his Instagram pictures for years because of, I've always liked that guy. I've always loved him. So it got me hyped up when we got Jack Flaherty, man. It was awesome. So and he did great. He did great last week in his first start in Dodger Blue, against the A's. He did really good. He did really really good. I'm excited for him to make his debut, Dodger Stadium debut against the Pirates on Friday night. So yeah, really really excited. So yeah, and then of course we got some good depth utility players. We got Tommy Edman. Then we got, of course, guys. He's been really good with us as well. Michael Kopech. I've always liked him since he was with Chicago as well. Even Tommy Edman too, St. Louis. I've always liked these guys, man, for years. When you're a big baseball fan, you're still gonna love and enjoy players from other teams. You're still gonna respect them because you just like the way they play. Like you like the way that they play the game, and you enjoy it. Like, guys, I'll give you another one. I'm gonna be honest, as a big Dodger fan, I'm gonna give it as a little quick analysis. Guys, call me crazy. You can throw me hate on this. I don't care, but I have my reasons. Guys, I still respect and enjoy watching Machado and Tatis Jr. Manny and Fernando, I've always liked them. I've always respected them. I know. You're gonna say, oh, they're cocky, they're dirty players, blah blah blah. Besides that, let's just act like those never happened. Just as skills, just pure skill. They play the game crazy. They've always been good players, which I respect. It's fun to watch them, especially when they play us, the Dodgers, because the intensity, the competitiveness, the fun. It's awesome to watch. It gets you like out of your seat, close up, everything. So I've always liked them. I've always watched enjoying them. I've always just it's always been a great time being able to see those guys, play. And of course, I've always respected Manny because he's part of my childhood. When I first found love back in 2014, of course, when he was a Baltimore, I've known him since late elementary, which is cool to say. So yeah, I've always respected the way they play. I've always respected. I know Tatis is a steroid scandal, blah blah blah. I know. But again, like I said, we're just gonna talk about skill wise. Skill wise, I respect and I love it. I love the way they play the game. I love it. So that's all I'm gonna say. I have more to preach on that, but you guys know what I'm trying to say, okay? You guys know what I'm trying to say. So that's all I want to say. All right. So yeah, um, no, but yeah, but I'm really excited though. I'm really excited to see. I know we're just barely a week into the trade deadline with these new guys. I know only of course, Kiermaier as well, another childhood player. I'm glad that we got him. Hopefully he can bring some depth. Hopefully, because I know he's a Gold Glover. Since I've always loved watching his Gold Glove play since I was a kid too. That's awesome, man. So yeah, and then of course we have, and like I said, I know, and then we got Ahmed Rosario back. Back to back trade deadlines, which is pretty cool. I'm glad he's gonna help out the team. Help out the team. Hopefully he'll make it to the playoff roster this year. Hopefully, because I know last year he did it. So yeah, we all know last year he did not make the playoff roster. So hopefully this year we'll put him to use. And then I also remember how that Tommy Edman, Tommy Edman right now is on the IL. Some of us know that already, so I'm excited for whenever he comes back because I know he's gonna help out the team as well because he's a really good utility player, Gold Glover as well. So he knows what's up. He knows how to play on the field. So he knows the defense. He knows what's up. So which is why I'm very excited to see him back when he's healthy. So yeah, so besides the deadline talk, so now next question. So here's another. Oh, here's a really good one. I could try to talk about this real quick though. This quick story, how I done this, but I have a good friend of mine that asked me, good brother of mine, says, who is the most down to earth player you ever met? All right, guys. So, of course, for some that know or that don't know, I think you guys know how I love getting autographs and taking pictures with players. I love it. I know I'm 19 years old. I know, but guys, I'm still a kid when it comes to going to baseball games. Um, I feel like sometimes people will probably like hate on me, like, oh, like aren't you a little old to be getting autographs from your players, guys? Just don't hate, man. Come on, you're just hating because you ain't doing what I'm doing. So I still love y'all. I still love y'all, man. But here, guys, let me give a good explanation, guys. I was talking about this to a homie of mine one time in high school in class. Guys, it's not as hard as it seems. It's not, I promise. Again, this is the way you gotta do it. Oldest tricks in the book. One, of course, get there early. Get there when the gates open. You gotta get there when the gates open because they're still doing their batting practice, their pregame warm ups, all that good stuff. So there's gonna be some time hopefully where you can try to make a player or whatever. And of course, same thing. Literally just like in public when you're with a family of, friends, parents, whatever. When you see that, they're busy, they're doing their work, whatever, don't call them just yet. You don't want to annoy them, you don't want to bother them. Wait till they stop talking. Like it's kind of similar to that. You're talking, when you're trying to talk to someone that's talking to your parents, your friend, whatever, wait till they stop talking and then you could budget and fit in. So yeah, it's the same like that with the players. Just wait till they're done, and once you see that they're walking, like they're kind of like, they're done, they're chilled, whatever. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Just tell them, tell them straight up. Ask them straight up. Hey, like, call them. Hey, is it cool if you sign my ball, please? Can you sign my ball, whatever? More than likely, hopefully, they'll say yes because they're free. They got nothing else to do. Or of course, the worst, they're probably just gonna ignore you or say whatever because they're that locked in. They're that locked in. So yeah, but like it's have a little funny story how I've always kind of said this like it's like when you know talking to a girl. You see a girl from distance, you think she's pretty, whatever, beautiful, and you want to get her phone number, social media, whatever. It's the same thing like that. You're never gonna know until you find out. You're never gonna know until you ask, until you ask the girl straight up, hey, you know, I thought you were pretty, this or that. Start a conversation up, and then you shoot the question: is it cool if I get your number, social media? And it's the same thing when it comes to the players. You're never gonna find out until you ask. You're never gonna get that autograph until you ask. You gotta have confidence, have faith. Don't just stand there all frozen up. Like, just have faith. Give it a shot. It's like that one quote, Michael Jordan, I believe it says, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. You gotta shoot your shot, guys. You have to shoot your shot. Have faith, be confident, and it's gonna happen. It's like the Bible says, y'all. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. How do you get the wife? You have to find her. You have to do it. You gotta do the action. You gotta do the walking. You gotta do the talking. You gotta do everything. Alright? She ain't gonna come up to you. She's not. She's not gonna come up to you at all. It is super, super rare when a girl goes up to you first and asks for your stuff. You gotta be like, I don't know, some type of like I don't know, for a girl to go up to you. You guys know what I'm trying to say though. So yeah, but that's the same way, guys. It's the same way. The only way you're gonna get a player's autograph is you gotta ask first. They're not gonna go up to you at all. They're not. They're not. They're just like your crush. They're not gonna go up to you first. You gotta go up to them first. So that's all it is. That's all it is. Just confidence and you gotta have faith. That's all you gotta do. So, all right, here we go. Next question. I like this one a lot. Actually, before we get into that, I totally forgot. I gotta get to the other question though. I just kind of said this little story of my interactions and all that. So here we go, real quick. I'm actually gonna pull it up real quick just so I show you guys a little example of why this guy is crazy good. Like why I respect him a lot. So back to the who's the most down to earth player I met, guys. Okay, so of course every player I met got an autograph from. Always been nice, chill, respectful, everything. So, but guys, this one player stands out to me a lot. Oh, I got his autograph and took a selfie with him. It is Red Sox first baseman, the man himself, Tristan Casas. Guys, let me tell you why. So, of course, I do the usual. I see he's open. I ask him. He says, yeah, let's do it. Guys, this is the thing, though. I have never, ever, ever, ever seen a player sign autographs literally for everyone that's right there. Literally, he did it one by one. Guys, I don't know how long it took, a little bit while, and he was just right there signing for everyone. It's like he didn't care. It's like, you know what? I want to get these guys. Like, guys, crazy respectful here. Here's a little video I got of him, signing autographs. Of course, obviously, I didn't get everything like look at him signing, like for each person. But you guys get the little idea right there. Signing the baseball card for a fan. I put right there in the caption, Tristan's for the people. But guys, he was crazy, like crazy good, man. But I expect a lot, guys, because right there, you earn a lot of respect. You earn a lot of people knowing that you're humble, like taking your time like that, signing for each person, for each fan. Like guys, that takes a lot right there. That takes a lot, and that's why I'm forever gonna respect and give honor to Tristan Casas because he's a man of the people. He is. So that's why I feel like to me he's the most down to earth person I met because he took his time for everyone, and he was really really nice. So he came to take pictures with everyone, everything. So that's why like hopefully maybe some other athletes are gonna take notes or something. So and every sport, baseball itself, So hopefully, man, we'll see what's up, man. So yeah. So okay, now back to the actual next question. So it is really good question again from one of my brothers, best friend. He says, "What's your next move for baseball, and why do you think you're in this position?" So again, yeah, we kind of said it like earlier. Great question. We kind of said earlier, yeah, like my next move in baseball is of course this. The podcast, Dodger game vlogs, all these things. Just social media having to do with the Dodgers and baseball. The reason why I think I'm in this position as well is because of course like I say it looked like part of God's plan. It wasn't for me to play. Instead, it's like, hey, Eddie, what about you use the knowledge and the wisdom I gave to you of this game and this team, turn it around, use it on social media, use it for a podcast, use it for vlogs, have fun with it, and and of course, look where we're at right now. Look where we're at right now. We're still here. I've never give up on that dream I've had since I was a kid as well. Talking on the phone about my favorite team and a favorite sport. And guys, the Lord's good, guys. The Lord's good. It's just why his plans are so much better and they're more beautiful. Like he's way bigger than everything you could think of, man. Your fears, your doubts, everything negative, he's way bigger than that. Like I said earlier, it's all faith and it's all patience. So that's why, again, like I said, that's why I feel like my next move is here, and of course, God willing, in the future, to be an analyst or broadcaster specifically for baseball. Like I said, guys, this is my practice. This is my practice. It's what I'm going to school for, communications, and for a little side hustle. This is my practice. So that's why I always tell you guys, man. Hey, like I try to do my best to get the word out there of myself. Of my try to give you guys laughs and smiles with the podcast episodes and the vlogs as well. So yeah, guys. Like I said, like I know I keep saying it all the time, but the Lord's great. I thank Him for just blessing me, being able to do these things with you guys. Like for real, I always have a fun time editing, just making these videos for you guys when it's happening live. Like I just have fun because I know, God willing, that hopefully to put a laugh and smile on your guys' face. So you guys know what's up. So here we go. This is another good question I love from a good friend, good brother of mine. Favorite player interaction you've had? All right, so I think most people know this one. Of course, guys, I feel like it has to go with, of course, my favorite hitter. My favorite hitter since he made his debut, of course, the man himself, Cody Bellinger, aka the Code. I love him. We miss him. Ever since his debut, guys, even before, whenever he was a prospect, I've always remember watching him like, early middle school, late elementary, knowing like this guy is a prospect in our farm system, and just being excited to see his debut. And of course, I remember when I was in seventh grade when he made his debut, and we all know the rest is history. I enjoyed watching it. He just became my favorite hitter in middle school, man. He carried my middle school and high school years when just everything, man. He carried them like for real, like the laughs, the memes, just the in awe of like how good he is. How good he was with his old team, the Dodgers. Has a good resume, of course. All-Star MVP, Silver Slugger, Gold Glover, World Champion. You guys know how it is, man. And I'm just so honored and blessed I was able to get his autograph, man. I'm so glad. Of course, I got it whenever he's with the Cubs. Still with them right now. Hopefully one day he could be back in Dodger blue. I know it's funny, guys, because there's rumors too, like this past trade deadline last week, that supposedly he was gonna get traded, and maybe the Dodgers could have grabbed him, but he didn't get traded after all, guys. So yeah. So I'm glad I was able to get him to sign my jersey. Myself and a couple guys next to me, we called him and he came through. He listened, so it was awesome, man. It was awesome. He was able to. Of course, I got in LA. Of course, I did not get in Chicago. I got at Dodger Stadium. Obviously I know Belly more than likely knew right away. Of course, Dodger fans are gonna be calling me, and I know I missed them, so I'm gonna come through for them. So yeah, he did his thing, and it was awesome, man. Belly came through. So yeah, like I think it's everyone's dream, being able to meet your favorite player. Especially like of course, like not just meeting them, but getting their autograph as well. So that's right there, hung up right there in my closet. The jersey, you guys know how it's on my Instagram. You guys can see it. So yeah, but yeah, man, it had to be Cody Bellinger, man, for sure. I still support that guy. I love him. Still, basically, he's my favorite non-Dodger hitter. Now we can say so. Yeah, man. All right, here we go. So, basically, guys, I believe that is going to wrap it up with the questions. So, which is basically going to almost conclude this episode. So again, guys, I thank you guys. I thank you guys again for watching the little comeback of Dodger Dogs. Episode 6 is now done. Again, guys, I hope this meant something to you. I hope this brings light, brings motivation in the sense, because again, like you guys see how I said, like one of my dreams didn't come through. It, just wasn't part of God's plan. But God turned it. He turned it around. So like, hey, again, what about we do this instead? Again, like I said, guys, there's always something brighter, more beautiful at the end of the road. You're driving farther and farther and farther. At one point, you're going to see that what you're going after is going to be beautiful. I promise, guys. I promise. Um, just, again, like I said, since I was a kid, I've always wanted to do something with baseball. Always, always, always. I never changed. And this is why I'm just excited what God has for me in the future. I'm very excited. Um, Very excited for more vlogs, more episodes, and God willing, know we can hopefully get some big names on this podcast again. I've already got some. I already got some like check. I've checked already. Got some check boxes already on my list. Have got a professional player, which is Cole Roberts, of course. Um, got in the former big leaguer, of course, current big leaguer coach. Those two right here, Kevin Walker, of course. So I feel like, guys, the next goal, of course, you guys know what I'm about to say is hopefully, God willing, get a current big leaguer. That's the plan. Get a current big leaguer. Hopefully, that's been the plan, the dream ever since I started this podcast. So yeah, I'm very excited, guys, for the future. I'm very excited. So yeah, um, but yeah, guys, again, dream big, ignore the haters, and keep going, man. Keep going. Remember, we're all not perfect, man. I'm not perfect. This podcast ain't perfect. My vlogs are not perfect, but I'm still here. I'm still going because remember, you learn from every mistake. Every loss is a lesson. All right. You guys know this. You guys know what's up. You just gotta keep going. Get right back up. Like you cannot stay down. You can't. You can't stay down because once you stay down, you don't want to get up. The dream is just going farther and farther and farther. You gotta work for it. You gotta work for the dream. It's not given. You gotta work for it. Like what's what I'm doing right now. Like I could easily just be laying down right now and chilling. Like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to do another episode. I don't want to edit. I don't want to do another vlog. But look, I'm I'm like heck no. That's all the devil right there. Y'all know the devil's a liar. The devil's gonna throw out those lies right there. He's gonna try to destroy. He wants to destroy your dreams. You guys know that. That's why you gotta ignore him. You gotta run to God. Run to God and seek His help, and God got you. Yeah, I promise God got you. So yes, I hope you guys like this, man. Um, I know for sure that my 6 year old self, the Eddie that when he first got into playing baseball, I know he's proud. I know he's really proud of me right now, and I know for sure right now as well. Basically, uh, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna try my best to think right away, and I think I got it. 9 year old, right? 9 year old Eddie right now. When he first fell in love with the Dodgers and MLB, I know he's more proud right now than 6 year old Eddie. I know for sure because he knows that he didn't give up. He knows that he didn't give up, and I'm glad. I'm glad that we're still here. We're still here. We're still going. And you know, I didn't let me having to retire from baseball destroy me. Like I said, the Lord turned it for good, and I let Him. I let God turn it for good. I could have easily just been like, God, I don't nah, I just I don't want I don't want to do no podcasts. I don't want to do no vlogs. I'm good. I don't want to do that. You know, my dream wasn't fulfilled to play far, play college ball, whatever. Um, I don't want to do anything anymore. But because again, you guys have to. It's your choice. It's the free will you got. Remember, God will give you that dream. He's gonna open doors for you. He's gonna send people to you, that are gonna help you make your dream come true. But again, it's up to you. Because again, you might not like it. You might not like it in the beginning, but you have to trust God. You have to. You gotta trust Him in the very, very beginning. Like it might not look pretty to you, like oh, like I don't know, God, I want to go this way. I don't want to go your way. But if you want to go your way, not God's, that dream plan ain't gonna be fulfilled. I promise you that right now. It's not. It's gonna look ugly. I promise that right now. So yeah. Um. But again, guys, I appreciate you guys again. Hopefully, I did not take long again, guys. I promise I'll try not to. We're gonna try to make this consistent. All right. So hopefully, episode 7 won't take long. Hopefully, it'll be here sooner than later. So yeah. Just like I always say, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you watch this to the very end, I want you to do something for me. All right. You guys probably still won't do this, but it's okay. I just want you to comment. You know, you guys know the logo of this podcast, Dodger Dogs. Of course, it originates from the actual hot dogs, Dodger Dogs, and Dodger Stadium. Just comment a hot dog emoji, man. Comment a hot dog emoji so I know who are some OG real ones that watch this from beginning to end, man. So yeah, again, guys, I love you guys. God bless. Continue to take care. Stay safe. Like I always say in my vlogs. You guys know the stuff what I say in my vlogs at the end. Continue to hit my line for ideas just in case, man. Comments, my DM on Instagram, anything, man. You guys know what to do. Hit me up for any ideas for the vlogs or for, podcast episodes, what to talk about, and a lot of good stuff. So yeah. So like I always say, I appreciate y'all. You have a good one. And actually, right before I leave too, I hope you guys also enjoyed my little my little background. I got some of the. I try to make on my bed. I try to use instead the Dodgers on-field hats that I have collected, authentic on-field hats that the players team wears. So this one actually stands out, guys. Check this out. This one stands out to me. So it's a little funny because I got all the this is a little old. I got all the Dodgers. I got some signatures on here. I got some on here. So yeah, from the championship team 2020. So yeah, you guys know what's up. So you guys see a bunch of Dodgers right here. Sadly, some of them aren't on here anymore, but they're always gonna be here forever. Memories. So yeah, you guys know what's up. So yeah, I got the you guys can't see it though because off camera, but I have the 4th of July hat from this year. I got the 2023 All-Star Game hat from last year in Seattle. I got the City Connect, the Los Dodgers one, the OG one. Then I have the 2022 MLB All-Star Game hat, the Dodgers. And then I got right there in the very back, not on-field hat, but it's just a black Dodgers hat with the cursive D, the Dodgers logo, of course. And then I got right behind the chair, I got the 2023 All-Star Game hat, but not the All-Star Game, the batting practice hat workout. If there was a Dodger in the home run derby last year, that was the hat they would have wore. And then I have the 2022 derby hat as well. And then I have basically the Dodgers 2022 and 23 spring training hat and a BP hat as well, pregame. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys that little background right there. So yeah, real quick. So yeah, like I always say, guys, again, thank you guys for watching. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And hopefully, again, like I said, more vlogs on the way coming. I promise you guys, I'm just excited for the season. I know we're almost halfway done. We're almost done. A couple more months in the playoffs, which I'm really excited about because I'm excited to do vlogs for the playoffs. I'm excited to do vlogs for the playoffs and, of course, podcast episodes as well because that's when they get more intense and all that. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all.